Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Essie and I hope you're good. In today's video, I thought it would be fun to take you guys along for a week in my life as a depop seller, or a depop seller again. I took a break from depop a couple of years ago, but during my time, I loved it. It was my favorite thing. It was really a way of expressing myself and finding my own sense of style and expressing that as well. And, an opportunity to make a little bit of money. But I put a big pause on it because I eventually needed to focus on other things. I had a full-time job and yada yada yada, and so yeah, it kind of got pushed to the side. And sometime last week I decided to try out running a Depop shop again because I kept coming across things in stores and sometimes even online that I thought, "Oh, I would love that, but not for me." And sometimes it just seemed too good an opportunity to miss. So yeah, we are running an experiment to see whether or not I would like to go full time again as a Depop seller, or maybe even part time because I have other things on as well. But yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm excited because I have no theme, no premeditated idea of what I want it to look like this time round. I do have a budget, but I guess the idea is to thrift until I hit the budget or until I feel like I've made enough pieces or found enough pieces for the collection. Usually in the past, if I was creating a collection, it really was like coming from me and my latest interests and latest obsession, and it was usually like a character or a film or something like that, something that was really inspiring me at the minute. So it really was like a passion of mine to explore and find these pieces. And yeah, I eventually kind of curated a very specific vibe and look and feel for my Depop, which is called Size Studio. It was called Saivintage, but I think I recently changed it to Size Studio. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. So yeah, this time around, I obviously don't really have an idea per se, but I know a good thing when I see one. I'm starting this on a Saturday as well. It's not actually at the beginning of the week because I have some things that I wanted to return. I went thrifting earlier in the week with H, and he bought some things and some things didn't fit him, so I thought, okay, I would take the opportunity to return them today and hopefully in exchange find some things that might work. I'm starting this vlog now here on Saturday, but I won't be thrifting until later on in the day because I actually volunteer at a soup kitchen. So after that, I'll pick the camera back up and show you guys my finds, and then hopefully at the end of this vlog I'm able to pull it all together, show you guys the pieces, show you guys the behind the scenes of me like trying to figure out Depop again and taking the pictures and posting it, and I don't know, maybe hopefully we may even get some orders. But yeah, I'm excited. Hi guys, so I've just finished my little shift at the soup kitchen, and I'm heading to the first thrift store. Hopefully we'll find some amazing things, and I'm hoping that it doesn't rain because I'm just not in the mood. I've already had to change my outfit from what I showed you guys earlier because I stepped outside earlier and it was spitting and I knew I was not appropriately dressed. So yeah, anyway, first shop coming up now. I feel like this one is a trust the process situation. It's like these capri trousers. It's M&S, and they've kind of got like a flare. I've never seen capris with a flare, but I feel like I have a vision in my head of how I'd style them. So I think I'm gonna get this. I'm not sure about this pair because they seem quite wide at the bottom. There's a lot of fabric, but it is Sisley, and that doesn't look like a spanking new tag. I dropped it. Also, it's got tags still attached, and that looks like quite an old tag. They're definitely a high-waisted pair. I can tell from how small the crotch area is. So I'm not really sure how these will fit, but I'm willing to try them. I really like this piece. I'm not usually like one for purple, but I've been really looking for more cardigans like this with like a interesting, like either like a fur or like some sort of detailing around the trim. And I think the color, but also the texture, so interesting. I did just try it on, and because it's petite, it's way too tight for me. Wearing something underneath as well just doesn't really help. But yeah, I really like it, but I think I'm gonna have to leave it because it just doesn't fit very well, and it's £5 as well for something that doesn't fit. And then last but not least, this. I feel like this is definitely very old me on Depop with the like the diamantes, but I do like it, but I'm not really sure if that's where I'm going. I think styled with some of the other pieces I bought today would be really cute, but I'm not really a crop top girly, and it's a UK 18. And no, it's really cute. I'm just not sure that that's, like, I could make it work, but I'm not like sold, so I think there's no point. So I think I'm leaving this one, but it's cute. Okay, so I'm on to the last shop of the day. I'm finding that I keep seeing things like accessories that I'm like, oh, would go really well with the whole vibe, but I wouldn't necessarily buy them as part of the collection, which is interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely building a mental picture in my head based on everything I've been attracted to and everything I've picked up. So I'm really excited to kind of go home and like start editing and watch everything back to see what the overall vibe is. I've just found this, which is absolutely not really the vibe. The red isn't really what I'm going for, but this pony hair, stunning. And it's Karen Millen. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's not really what I'm going for with the tassels though. Oh my gosh. I think this is quite nice. And I keep managing this as a belt, even though it's a necklace. And even just like all the chrome in this, I really love. And then this one, all the textures is a bit of me right now. Morning you guys. So today is Monday. I think the last clips would have been from Saturday where I took you guys thrifting. It's Monday morning, it is 10:30, and I've got to meet my boss at 11, but I thought before heading out I would just kind of check in with you guys. So basically you guys saw all the stuff I probably like looked at and ummed and ahed about in the stores. I did get a couple of bits and I thought I'd show you now, but I won't be trying them on yet. So, well, I lie. I'm wearing one of the things because when I picked it up, I wasn't sure that I liked it, and I wasn't sure if I liked it for myself more or for the store. So this is today's outfit, and this is the grey trousers that I was umming about in the store. I am pleasantly surprised that what I hoped they look like is pretty much what they look like, but I'm actually not sure whether I like them more for me or for the store. And also I'm not sure if ultimately if I like them for me because of the way they fit on me. So yeah, this is today's outfit. I'm just wearing this like shirt I thrifted. I really like the detailing here, and I've kind of tried to style it or like finesse it by ruching it. So I've just got like a bobby, a hair bobble, holding it in this kind of position because it's quite long. And yeah, these are the trousers. They are low-waisted. I'm not really sure about this pleating. This pleating kind of like sits weird and it pulls the fabric in a weird way. But other than that, I really like the length on them. So that's one of the things I picked up. But again, like I said, don't know what I'm doing with that. I also got this bag that I was like, I kind of hate it. No, I don't hate it. I liked it because I felt it fit in with the current vibe that I'm going for, but I wasn't as in love with it as another piece. The other bag, I think it was like a crochet bag or something, and it had like beads on the zip. I did pick up this, but again, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Testing it out today again because I'm not sure if I like it for me or the store, but I will say I am slowly starting to like appreciate the bag more. I don't know. And I've just moved things around in my, I don't know what this room is at the minute. It's been so many things. It's been an office, it's been a studio, it's been a walk-in closet. I guess that's what it is right now. I'm up here because Hage is back to work this week, and so filming downstairs whilst he's in meetings isn't really viable. But yeah, this room is just like, this is all my wardrobe actually, behind the curtains, and so I've just popped everything that I want to like film or like do something with on this rail. So I'll show you guys. So the first thing that I've popped on the rail is this dress. I think it'll be easier if I flick you guys around. So yeah, this is the dress. So this dress isn't something I thrifted with you guys. I actually thrifted it a while ago. Well, I thrifted it last week for myself because I'd seen it before in the stores. So this is the first thing I'm thinking, is this baby doll dress. It's got this lace detailing and then satin. This dress I'm actually pulling from my own wardrobe because I thrifted this for myself for the summer, but the longer I've thought about it, the less I feel like it's truly me. So potentially that's going in the collection. Then we have this skirt, which you guys saw me thrift. I love all the details on it, all the little grommets and the metal, and some of it's functional, some of it isn't, but love that. Potentially this as well, but this is something I'm gonna really struggle to give up for the collection because I tried it on and it looks amazing. So I don't know, I might end up keeping this for myself, but we shall see. And then like I said, obviously these trousers, I really shouldn't have gone to the same spots I went to a couple of days ago because the stock turnover wasn't really there. Like a lot of the stuff I'd seen earlier in the week was still in the stores, so I should have probably left the group of stores I went to on Saturday to the end of the week and gone further out. Enough waffle, let's get going. Let's go. Okay guys, so I just got on the bus about to leave town. Honestly, it was a good sandwich, but it was like the worst sandwich I could have had. I don't know why, but usually when I have something with a lot of salt and oil, I then get a bit of a reaction where my fingers feel really tight and swollen. I don't know, it's just like that bus journey was abysmal. Please tell me why. I got a bus so I could stay nice and dry on the journey, but it was raining inside the bus, like the rainwater was literally coming in. So I didn't even realise it half the time my jacket or jumper, my cardigan, was getting soaked. It's huge. That tag is so nice, but it's a bit tatty, and I'm not really too impressed by the label. It's all very acrylic, so no.
Loads outside in the pack. Okay. But the other option is if you don't have a car, but you need loads of people with just ask for what they're taking.
Hi you guys. Okay, it is sometime later. I think today is Wednesday, and it's been quite a while since I picked up the camera for multiple reasons. So I did film everything I picked up last Monday. I think it was last Monday. I took you guys thrifting, and a lot has happened since then. So I'm going to run through it with you guys, but first of all I'm going to show you guys everything we picked up. I did film it when I got back home because I was so excited about everything, but when I was watching the footage back, for some reason it was really shaky. I don't know why, because I put my camera on the table. I don't know why it was shaky, but literally like most of the footage was really wobbly and like not in focus, so I couldn't use it. I thought I'd take you guys through everything we picked up again, and then catch you guys up with everything that's happened in the last week and how I've done trying to, you know, attempt being a vintage seller again. Also, it's been a heat wave for the last like 2-3 days, so I am absolutely sweltering. It's been like 30 degrees every single day for like the whole of the bank holiday weekend, and I'm so sorry if I look grim and I'm like sweating from my balls. Sweating from my balls. I don't have balls. But yeah. Okay, so first up we thrifted this bag. So this bag is like a faux croc bag. I really enjoyed this piece because it reminded me of one I thrifted for myself recently. I really like this like bow detail. It's from, I don't know if you can see, but it's from Liz Claiborne. I do like finding Liz Claiborne things on Vintage. They're always quite cute, quite 90s. I don't know if I can show you guys. Yeah, I do actually really like her stuff. So this was the first thing we picked up. It has multiple compartments, but what I didn't realize at the time is that the interior is actually quite dirty and actually torn. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, I would have to sell it at a discounted price. But the one thing, like slightly redeeming thing about the internal like situation is it has this like mirror that comes attached, and I love it when I find bags that have things like that. So yeah, picked up this. So I've already like laid everything out in order of like categories. So the second thing, obviously I thrifted, you guys saw, was this bag. This was the initial thrift from the initial thrift trip I did on the Saturday. I think I'm okay with this bag now. So yeah, this one is from Jones Bootmakers. Cute. So let's go through the tops. Then there was this top. I absolutely love this top. It's like a thin knit top. It's a racer back and like a halter neck at the front. It's by a brand called Passion, and I love this kind of tiger print detail on it. Love, love, love. This one is very like trust the process. Like I had a vision in my head, and I think it turned out how I hoped. It's got like a textured print on it of a rose, and then on the sides it's got a pocket, so it's got like a, it's hard to show you holding it up, but it's got asymmetric hem. You guys already saw this one. This was from Monday's thrift. It's this cargo skirt, and it's got all these like buckles and zips and like hardware, and I really love that about it. Like even on the bottom, I love that. And then let's talk about capris. This one I really love. It's got sparkle thread running through it. It's like a grey black, very, very flattering kind of mid-waist capri trouser thing. It's vintage. When I say vintage, it's like, it's old select. I love an old label. This gives me so much joy. When I come across like old labels like this in a thrift store, I get so happy. So the first time when I got home, I tried it on. It did fit, but it was definitely a bit of like a bit of a squeeze. And then I wanted to take better pictures. So the second time I tried it on, I was moving around trying to set up my camera, and I popped the zip. So now I can't sell it because the actual zipper, we had to cut me out of it. So the thing that stops the zipper from not coming off, we had to cut that off to get the zipper off to get me out. So yeah, this now can't be sold because it needs to be fixed, and I've decided that when I do fix it, I probably will just keep it, because the more I thought about it, I'm like, this is exactly the kind of thing I think about and hope for my wardrobe. I did have every intention of putting it on the shop and selling it, because it was a bit of a like tight squeeze, like I said, but I decided I will probably just keep it. I already showed you guys because I wore this on Monday to thrift, because I was like, I don't know if I want these for me. But yeah, the low-waisted grey trousers that I found, the ones from Sicily, still have the tag on, but I've put them up on the shop for anybody to buy them. And to be honest, if nobody does buy them, I will just keep them, because why would I waste it? This pair, which I already knew would always go on the shop, like a cargo, they're a cargo type pants, very like washed out green. They're really cute on, but they're definitely meant for someone a bit shorter than me and a bit smaller than me, like a size 8 ideally. But they're really, really like lovely. They've got that perfect Y2K like fit, like the way they sit on the waist or the hips is very, it reminds me of all those like pictures of celebrities like in the early 2000s wearing like Juicy Couture. The way the like track pants would sit on them is kind of how these sit on the body. Okay, so then there's these. They're from a brand called Loft and Taylor. Loft jeans. They're size 8 on the label. They've got a really nice, really nice like Y2K wash about them. But they're like a straight leg, but they've got a bit, like a slight flare. This is the type of trouser that I feel like looks really cute with ballet flats. Last pair of jeans. These very cool, very funky, very Y2K pair. What is this brand? It just says R&B. Very cool, distressed looking pair of jeans. They're too small for me, so I can't actually like try them on, but I love it when anything, to be honest, has like contrast stitching, and this has like red and grey and yellow, and oh, it's just so cool. And again, it's got that fading, that kind of like weird wash going on, and I love it. So we have this one, which is this baby doll lace and satin dress. I think I already explained that I'd found this a couple of weeks ago and I almost bought it, but then I left it because I was like, oh, I could probably find like something else like it, but just in all linen or all cotton, because that's what I really wanted. But something told me to just go back and see, and when I went back, it was still there, surprisingly, and it'd been reduced. It is too big for me, and a part of me wants to keep it, but there's something in me that's like, you're gonna keep it, but you know it's not really you right now. Like, it's not really you anymore. This is, oh gosh, this is definitely something that old me would have loved. I was very kind of like cottage core on the shop before, and this is right up my street. Anything like vintage lingerie, creams, golds, whites, ivory, like that was my bag. Now I don't really know where I fit in, but judging by all of this, I've definitely moved into like darker earthy tones. Very adorable. Yeah, that's going to be the star of the show for sure. I've just thrifted this one. This one's hard to show, but it's like similar. It's like a lace and satin, and it's got like sequins on it as well. It's like a mesh, like drapey material that's kind of like a midi length, and I'm 5'6", and it goes to like my shin length, so that's gorgeous. That one is from Janet Razor. And then this one dress as well that I always struggle to show, but it's like the v-neck dress that I'd shown in my what's new in my wardrobe, I think, or a different thrift haul on my channel, that I thought I was keeping for myself for summer. But then the longer I thought about it again, I was like, it's not really me. Kind of like a maxi girl. So yeah, that's everything I thrifted. So I guess now it's time to catch up with everything that's been happening, because a lot has happened since last Monday, and I thought I'd be able to fill you in along the way, but things have just kind of gotten crazy. So let's get into that, and hopefully I can kind of show you some behind the scenes of like what I've been up to in the past week as well, and in general give you like a, I guess, overview or conclusion of how I feel about potentially being a vintage seller now that I've done it for a week. So Monday, I casually took some pictures of everything I had bought while trying them on, just to get an idea of how I might style them. Later that evening, I decided to follow through on an intrusive thought to list all the items on Vinted immediately, using the pictures I had just taken. I wanted to test out whether Vinted's algorithm and buyers on the platform cared about how nicely the pictures have been taken, but also I wanted to see which items would likely do well. Then on Tuesday morning, I decided to do the same thing on Depop so I could compare and contrast the results, because that felt more fair. I left those listings up and I went to check out another charity shop near me, and I found nothing there, but I went into a charity shop across the road, which is rarely open, and I walked out with an amazing vintage crochet cape and a new job. The owner needed some help with listing their inventory on eBay, so I now have a new job, you guys. Yeah, crazy finds for a random Tuesday afternoon. When I got home, I researched a bit into how Depop and Vinted were performing. There were also some things I needed to find out and address if I wanted to do things properly. So on Depop, I found that the platform had gotten really quiet in terms of users. It felt like there were less people buying and selling in general compared to a few years ago when I was actively using it. So for instance, I follow 45 Depop accounts, and of those 45, only 5 had been active in the last 2 weeks, which says a lot. And then the second thing I noticed on Depop is that the prices of those who were still selling were really high for what they were. And my theory is that this is the main reason Depop has fallen off in the last couple of years. And then thirdly, Depop doesn't allow you to see your stats unless you boost the listing, which essentially means you pay to promote your item and then you see how well it's performing, whereas Vinted makes it clear and easy for you and others to see each item's performance. Okay, so now moving on to Vinted, my main issue has always been that it feels very buyer-centric or very buyer-focused, because buyers can choose how they want you to send the item to them. And previously, when I was clearing out my wardrobe and selling everything for really cheap, it didn't feel worth it when somebody would choose a postal service that was a 45-minute walk away from me, knowing that I was only going to make £5 from the sale. So I then discovered that you can in fact change and choose exactly which services you want to send by, and that changed everything for me. And so, yeah, like I said, Vinted lets you see how many people have viewed the item and how many people have added it to their favorites in real time. But the downside is that once you have sold an item, it takes several days for you to get your money, because Vinted holds it until the buyer has approved everything and said everything is okay. Whereas Depop sends you the money immediately so that you can use that money to pay for the postage of that item or just whatever you want, really. Anyway, after finding all of that out on Wednesday evening, I decided it was time to do things properly. So I took new pictures of everything because my current strategy had been stressing me out. I made a spreadsheet with all the items I'd listed, and I gave everything a proper title and description, which made it easy for me to just copy and paste into the new listings I created. And I think the best thing I did for myself was creating a column for how much I wanted to sell things for, and another column next to it for the lowest amount I would take for each item, which gave me peace of mind and a bit of a strategy for when I was being lowballed by potential buyers on Vinted. So after all of that, the two other things I needed to figure out was whether I wanted to continue posting on both platforms or whether I wanted to promote using Instagram as well. And so I did some preliminary research, and I realized that for me the best app that would allow me to simultaneously upload to Depop and Vinted is called Crosslist. But at $30 a month right now, I don't think it's worth it, seeing as I'm doing this fairly casually. And then that led me to look into what other people on Instagram were doing who had vintage shops and were resellers. And from what I could see, it felt like they were promoting their shop because they were selling rare or archival or designer pieces. So it kind of was worth their while to make all the hassle and fuss on an account on Instagram. But for me, that doesn't feel necessary. And yeah, I think all of these conclusions I'm drawing now could obviously change in the future, but I'm gonna see how things go. Back to the timeline, on Thursday, nothing sold, and I felt so disheartened because I just put in the effort to relisting everything and doing things properly. But Friday rolled around, and by the end of the week, I had made 2 sales, which sounds really pathetic, but those 2 sales in that first week made me £66. So to wrap everything up, in the first week I invested £54, including the transportation cost, the lunch I had bought and actually didn't enjoy, and the actual items I'd listed, because not everything I bought I listed, because I did keep some stuff for my own wardrobe. And so yeah, I made 2 sales bringing in £66. But since then, I've added a couple more things to my Vinted, making the grand total investment of £74. And then I've made £108, meaning that my profit now sits at £34.22. So yeah, that's the final result of me attempting to be a vintage reseller for a week-ish. So how do you guys think I did? So the strangest thing just happened to me while I was dropping off one of the parcels. I have 2 parcels to send off, but I can only send off one because the other one requires a printer and we're out of ink. So I walked to the shop to drop it off, and there was a lady in there, and she didn't know me, but then she just kind of turned around and was telling me, like, complimenting me, and then like she just said something that felt really strange. She was like, "You should always believe in yourself." And she doesn't know me. I've never seen her before. And she goes, I believe in you. And it was so strange because I was walking over to drop off the parcel thinking about, okay, do I really want to continue doing this? Do I really want to do this thing and like give more to it? Because I'm kind of on the fence as to whether or not it's really worth it these days. So many people are reselling casually, professionally, and I wasn't really sure if it was for me. Also, I'm having a bit of a struggle currently, like actually, I don't know, not keeping everything for myself. So that felt very timely, the message she just said, and I don't know, I think I really needed that. Yeah, that really got to me, and I think if I was looking for a sign, that was it. So yeah, I guess I'm doing this thing. Oh my goodness, I guess I'm doing this thing. Let me know in the comments down below whether you would try reselling too. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.